Hello everyone, thank you for coming today. Now we are looking into DocSolution and all the features, and we already done some setups like the Sharepoint setup. There is a video on YouTube where you can follow the instruction about how to create the client ID and client secret that are the identification for an app on Azure, because DocSolution for Sharepoint require an app in Azure. And we already made it, and we can look into how to use DocSolution for SharePoint. So now we are going through the DocSolution table setup. As you may see, we are using these keyword DCS that it will find all the DocSolution related pages that are on menu. Like, for example, in our case, DocSolution table setup. In here, we can set up the table and attach this table to a SharePoint site. And for purpose and also for simplicity, we have already created some default setups that can be used also on a production environment. I will create the default. And here are my tenant ID, application client ID, client secret that are pre-filled if there was already created the SharePoint setup. And then from here, I could choose the SharePoint site and the document library name. And in my case today, the SharePoint site, it will be DocSolution. And I will choose my document library, that is demo DocSolutions. Import defaults. Okay, as you see, these defaults, it will create all the 23 out-of-the-box table that DocSolution support, like the customer, the sales order, this one is the sales order, and the posted ones. Without going through deeper setups, we will enable this, the sales order DocSolution, the Fedbox. And so from now on, I will see on the sales order page the DocSolution Fedbox. And you will see that DocSolution, now there is a new Fedbox on your right side of the page, which is the DocSolution Fedbox. In here, you can simply drag and drop a file, like for example, this logo, and it will upload into SharePoint. You can also upload a file by using the standard dialog, like by clicking on choose a file, and you can choose another file like this one. Take a little longer to upload it, but here we are. And from here, you can also see that the library code that I will explain later what is this. And from here, you can do there are some actions available, like the download action that can be performed also by double clicking on the record of the Fedbox. And also you can open the location for the file, like by clicking on this action, it will open a new window of your browser, and it will open directly on the right folder in DocSolution. And as we can see, there is the two file that the SharePoint app uploaded a minute ago. And also from here, you can also delete some file, like I can delete this one. It will prompt you to confirm that you are really want to delete this file. And we can go through the SharePoint site, and we see that the file is already be deleted, and is not deleted permanently, but you will find it on the recycle bin, on the first stage of recycle bin, because SharePoint has more stages of recycle bin. The first one is this one. And as you may see, the files were uploaded in this path, 36, 1, and this one, 10, 10, 05. And here we have the file for this record. As you may find out that this one is the record, the no of the sales order, and the suffix before, the prefix before of these, the record ID, is the one. This is the document type of the record. So in one is this sales order document type, and 36 is the table ID, the table no, to which the file will be uploaded. Simply going through the DocSolution table setup, DCS table setup, and from here you will find, for example, in our case, the sales order setup, and in here you have an action that is libraries. What library are linked to a table, into a record, in our case this is order. So in here I can open the card of this library, where you can find where the file will be saved, in which SharePoint site, and in which document library name. And there is also these two little setup that it will use to create, to build the path in which the file will be uploaded. In our case, it will upload the file using this kind of setup. It will start from the root folder, this /root folder, and then it will create two level of subfolder, the table no and the primary key. The primary key identify the record to which I have uploaded the file. But you can edit this one by, for example, adding also a field, for example, for the for uploading a file based on the country code. Here is the 36, all the field that I could use. There is also you can add some fixed text and so on. But for demo purpose, I will start with the default one. There is also the conflict behavior in the folder pattern code, and you can have 3 types of conflict behavior, and it happens when you upload a file multiple times with the same file name. And from this setup, you can choose whatever fail. So if I upload a second time the same file, it will fail. It will prompt me an error and not complete the upload. You can replace it, and it's useful replacing the file if you have the versioning enabled on SharePoint, because SharePoint can also handle multiple the version history. So you can upload multiple time, for example, a Word file, Microsoft Word file, and you can see all the changes that were made between the different uploads. Or you can also, using the rename feature that as Windows does, you can when you create a multiple time the same file name, it will append at the end the number. So for example, I have a file called test and uploaded another time, it will create a test2. From here, you can also see example where the file can be uploaded, and that's it. You have also the file name pattern code, which you can define how to name the file that you are uploading. And in our case, in the default setup, you will upload the file and maintain the same file name. So, but you can also add, for example, a prefix, or you can add the customer name, whatever, as the folder setup you can do also on the file name setup. let's look on how the DocSolution work on the sales order. I won't enable the sales invoice header, which is that. So, which is the posted invoice. So when I go through the sales order, I may want to create a new order, like I want to send to a Datum Corporation. With one quantity and a unit price. And I upload to DocSolution a file like this one. And also I want to upload to him the offer report. So for doing that, I can click on an action, and it is DCS print and upload. It will create the report, print it, and send it to DocSolution, and DocSolution will send it to SharePoint. So as now I can double click on it, and I can see that it print me this report. And so I can also from here I can also post the sales order, and by posting it, it will transfer the files from the sales order to the posted sales invoice. And if I go through the posted invoice, I will find my previously attached file. And from here, I can also upload another file, because why not? I can also upload it in here. And by opening the folder, I will open this one. I will find there is new type of folder. There is a new folder. The 112 is the posted sales invoice 2021. 2021, it is the year, the month, and also the document number. This is also the default setups that come with the import defaults of DocSolution. And in here, I have all of this file. And that's pretty much it. You can also adding some functionality to DocSolution, making him a bit complex, but useful in so many user scenario. Like, for example, going through again the DocSolution table setup, you will find some type of action that you will see in here and also on the card page. And there are fields, function, and libraries. In the fields mapping, you can add some metadata to the file that you will be uploading on SharePoint. Like, for example, using the library SP sales, and I want to, I don't know, save the user ID that will upload the file. By doing that, it's easy because you choose the field name that I have created on SharePoint. You will see also here, if you want to create another field, you just create a single line of text, and you will add a new name, and you can create a new column, like, for example, customer name. And from Business Central, I can also choose the customer name field, and we are going to set up this later. But for now, we stick into the BC user ID, and to save the information of the current user ID, you can do this by adding by linking this field to a DCS function. What are they? Are some functions, some coded function that requires the code running, and you can add. These are the default one that are out of the box from DocSolution. And for example, I can add the user ID metadata to a field. I could also want to add a description, this box, that is visible on upload. So every time I will upload a file, it will show you the dialog where you can write custom metadata to the file that will be uploading on SharePoint. And also in here I can, again, SB says, I can add, for example, the customer name, and by doing that I can also link to a field. So for example, sell to customer, where is, we may also want to be visible on the dialog, so we can double check if the name is correct. And from here I could again open the sales order page. The fact box is still the same. The file that I have already uploaded are still the same, but when I upload a new type of file, a new file, it will prompt to me this page. And in here I could choose the library code, because I could set up multiple libraries for a single record, just because I want to upload into different location multiple files. And in here I could choose SP sales, because it is only the one I can use. And in here I will find the metadata, the customer name already with a value that is the bid name, and also the extended description, because I can add some description. And by clicking OK, it will upload the file. And by opening the folder, I will find that the BG user ID that uploaded the file, it is me, and there is the description and the customer name. You may also want to show this metadata, this information on the fedbox, and it can be done by enabling on the library. So by going through the DCS libraries, I can edit the SP sale, because it is this case, and I can also add some visible attributes. What are visible attributes? Are the metadata that SharePoint will store. There are some built-in of SharePoint. There are a lot of SharePoint metadata, like for example the file name, the title, the description, the one that I have write to the dialog page. So I want to show it, and also I will find the BG user ID, and again the customer name. I can also search it, customer name, and from now on I will find on the sales order, on the fedbox, I will find also this metadata, like this one. In this file, I hadn't enabled the metadata before, so it doesn't bring anything. But in this one that I have just uploaded, I have all the metadata written and easily to read. You can also, with DocSolution and the drag and drop functionality, you may also want to include some emails that you receive from the customer, for example, and you can do it by simply drag and drop an email. In my case, I have Outlook. You can drag and drop on the fedbox the mail. Again, it will upload the .msg file, and I will choose the SP size, customer name, extended description, the email from customer. I click OK, and I have the email from the customer. And from SharePoint, I have also this file. Obviously, I have this file where I can look in through and see also the email. So simply on SharePoint. When doing the setup on for SharePoint, you may also want to write the file on some Microsoft Teams SharePoint pages. So the file that you will be uploading using DocSolution, it can be viewed from the SharePoint site and also from Microsoft Teams. And this creates a link between 3 applications by just using SharePoint Online. And that's it. This is the DocSolution and by EOS. Thank you for your attention and see you next time. Bye.